Hello, everyone. We're back again with more news about games companies being back at it. Aren't you excited? And we're looking at this today because we've had recent updates in the proposed Activision-Blizzard and Microsoft merger. This has been on the cards for quite a while, and notably, it's a event that has been blocked by both the FTC in the United States and the CMA in the United Kingdom. For those unfamiliar, both of these organizations that are primarily concerned with antitrust measures and consumer protection. Basically, they're all there to bust monopolies, is probably the purest distillation as to what you could get. That being said, the FTC also handles a number of other things. If you're as terminally on YouTube as I am personally, you mostly hear about the FTC in regards to it busting down on cryptocurrency grifts and things like that. Anyway, there has been a development, and that is as part of Microsoft's $69 billion bid to acquire Activision Blizzard, the FTC filed an injunction in an effort to block the deal going through, and that has been denied by the courts. The decision by the judge means Microsoft can close its deal ahead of its July the 18th deadline. If the firm has missed their deadline, they are actually liable to pay a fee to Activision Blizzard. And I'm sure that factored into the judge's decision on this particular case. What's notable about here is it's actually still being blocked by the CMA in the United Kingdom. The FTC said in a statement that it feels the merger is a clear threat to competition in cloud gaming, subscription services, and consoles, and it will announce its next steps to fight against the deal in the coming days. It almost seems like the FTC and the CMA, who I'm sure are two companies that maybe collaborate at least some of the time, given quite the close economic ties that the UK has with the United States. I wouldn't be surprised if they're collaborating on this as well. Meanwhile, Activision Blizzard and gamer punching bag CEO Bobby Kotick said in a statement, quote, "Our merger will benefit consumers and workers. It will enable competition rather than allowing entrenched market leaders to continue to dominate our rapidly growing industry." He's saying that merging two gigantic companies will enable competition? Does he basically just mean fuck Sony? Because that's the only, I don't know what he means there. Yeah. This is Bobby just being on fucking the planet Mars with his logic here. Of course, a merger of two gigantic companies into what is basically a monopoly is the exact opposite of good for competition. It's certainly not in the benefit of consumers or the workers at this company either. He's just saying things that are just blatantly untrue. And the Microsoft president, Brad Smith, added, "We're grateful to the court in San Francisco for this quick and thorough decision and hope other jurisdictions will continue working towards a timely resolution." Translation, UK, stop trying to block this. "As we've demonstrated consistently throughout this process, we are committed to working creatively and collaboratively to address regulatory concerns." Microsoft claims the deal was designed to boost its presence in the mobile and PC gaming markets. However, critics are concerned the company may make its titles, including the hit Call of Duty franchise, exclusive to the Xbox platform. Yeah, that'd be pretty huge. So if Activision Blizzard, in terms of console releases, stopped releasing on multiple consoles and just released Xbox exclusives, if you think the console wars are bad now, in regards to the chilling effect they have on the gaming industry and the toxic effect they have on the culture around that industry, it will get 100 times worse if this merger goes through. Personally, I think that console exclusives are ultimately a very bad thing. If I was being dramatic, I would say they're a cancer in the gaming industry. If this merger goes through, we will almost certainly see a significant rise in the number of console exclusives. The CMA, the UK regulator, has blocked the deals over concerns it could also give Microsoft a strong lead in the nascent game streaming market. Microsoft and Activision Blizzard are appealing the decision. After today's court decision in the US, our focus now turns back to the UK, said Smith. While we ultimately disagree with the CMA's concerns, we are considering how the transaction might be modified in order to address those concerns in a way that is acceptable to the CMA. In order to prioritize work on these proposals, Microsoft and Activision have agreed with the CMA that a stay of the litigation in the UK would be in the public interest, and the parties have made a joint submission to the Competition Appeal Tribunal to this effect. And we've got another story that actually came out today about this, which is CMA warns of a potential new merger investigation over the Activision Blizzard deal. Now, when they say warns, I don't know if that's necessarily what it is. So I'll just kind of like summarize this whole thing for you. But basically, Activision and Microsoft had said that they're open to revisiting the terms of the merger, so they can resubmit that. And basically, as part of the normal, my understanding is as part of the normal process from the CMA is that if the submission ever gets revised, this opens up a new investigation in regards to the appeal. So it's written here. In a statement given to The Verge, a CMA spokesperson said, quote, whilst merging parties don't have the opportunity to put forward new remedies once a final report has been issued, they can choose to restructure a deal, which can lead to a new merger investigation. Microsoft and Activision have indicated that they are considering how the transaction might be modified, and the CMA is prepared to engage with them on this basis. So it's not really a warning. Like, the way the headline's written here, it sounds like a kind of like a shot across the bow of the companies. But what the CMA is saying is like, look, if Activision, Blizzard, and Microsoft want to revise terms, we will give them a new investigation on the basis of those terms, is what they're saying, basically. Yeah, and CMA blocked Microsoft Activision Blizzard's deal back in April over concerns the acquisition would alter the future of the fast-growing cloud gaming market, leading to reduced innovation and less choice for UK gamers over the years to come. Yeah, I mean, I'm personally not entirely convinced that, certainly not nationwide, that internet infrastructure is robust enough to fully accommodate cloud gaming, at least in the way people want. Cloud gaming definitely has had a couple of false starts over the years. You only have to look at Google Stadia for that. But it looks like Activision and Microsoft are maybe intending to throw their hats into the ring over that. They've certainly, I would say from Microsoft at the very least, the Xbox Game Pass has been quite a big success. It's kind of hard to not see why, considering for a relatively small amount of money, you get access to a significant number of games. According to a new report from CNBC, Microsoft has now offered the regulator a, quote, small and discreet divestiture, end quote, that the company hopes will address the CMA's concerns. It is currently unknown what this divestiture involves. I would also be very curious to see what that is. What do they think that they could change that would stop the CMA from trying to block this deal from going through? I don't know. But that being said, things are changing. This article I've got here in front of me literally came out as of recording 2 hours ago, so this is a actively unfolding story. It's certainly the freshest story I've covered on this channel so far. What do you think? Do you like Bobby Kotick? Do you not? Do you think I'm being unreasonable here? Do you think that maybe I'm being dramatic in response to the news of a potential merger between these two companies? Please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Comments are right there below the video. Please give me your thoughts. Do you work at one of these companies? Can you give me a scoop? That probably won't happen, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I would be very interested to see what you all have to say. Please consider liking the video as well, becoming a subscriber if you haven't already, and if you haven't already, please check out my Twitch channel, the link to which is in the description below. Anyway, just a shorter one for today. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one.